Hey everyone, in this video we'll learn how to update a smart contract instance on the Concordium blockchain. Let's get started. A contract instance is updated via its receive methods, also known as entry points. In object-oriented programming, this would correspond to instance methods. There can be 0 to many receive methods per contract. To create a receive method, use the receive macro, where you must define which contract it belongs to and give it a name. This method belongs to the counter contract and is called increment. The receive method itself has two parameters: a receive context with contextual information, for example who called the receive method, which we'll use in a moment, and a host, which has a lot of functionality for interacting with the chain, including calling other contracts, querying balances of accounts and contracts, getting exchange rates, and more. It also gives you access to the state of the contract. The receive method returns a result, which can either be OK or an error. This is for accepting or rejecting the update. Let's require that only the owner of the contract instance can increment the counter. The owner is the account that originally created the contract instance, i.e. called the init method. We'll check that the sender matches the owner. Since the sender can be either an account or a contract, we wrap the owner account address in the address enum type to compare them. This pattern is common, so the helper method matches account can also be used. If the sender isn't the owner, we reject the update. Otherwise, we'll continue and access the count in the state to increment it. However, there is one issue here, namely that receive methods are immutable by default. This means that the state of the contract and the state of other contracts we may call in the receive method cannot be mutated or changed. For this reason, we cannot get a mutable reference to the count. But we can fix this by adding the mutable attribute to the receive macro. This changes the host parameter to be mutable and gives us mutable access to the state. So now we can increment the count. You might be wondering why receive methods are immutable by default. There are two primary reasons. Safety. By making it obvious which receive methods that can mutate the state, it is easier to ensure the correctness of your contract. And efficiency, because some checks and steps related to mutations can be skipped. Getting back to the code, we can finally accept the update and return OK with unit, the empty value, written as a pair of parentheses. So that was your first receive method. Now let's add one more. It often makes sense to add receive methods that return parts of the state, which can be called by other contracts or viewed by off-chain tools. These methods are frequently referred to as view methods. Let's add one called getCount, which returns the current count as a U32. We'll allow anyone to call it so no checks are needed. We just need to get the count and then return it with OK. The receive macro ensures that the returned value is serialized, and so it must be serializable, which a U32 number already is. If we returned our own type, then we would need to derive or implement serialize as we do for the state struct. Alright, so that was your second receive method. Did you notice that we didn't have to make it mutable? Quite nice, right? It's clear that no mutations occur while getting the count. This concludes the video. Stay tuned for more Concordium developer content.